The Raptors get it done against the Orlando Magic, 123-113. Live from Real Sports, this is Raptors Tonight. I'm Randy Urban, joined by Sherman Hamilton, Alvin Williams, and Jevohn Shepherd. Jevohn, I'm going to start with you. You got a nice little plate of food there, so I'm going to stop you from eating.
Yeah.
Raptors really changed the momentum there in that second half. What were the keys to that shift?
Well, I think it was just mentally, it was a different focus, right? They went into that halftime and they were just trading baskets. And you come out of the half and you really set the tone defensively, right? I think the first possession, they forced a turnover right at half, right? So that right then and there, you're setting that tone for that second half, and you hold Orlando to 19 points in that third quarter, and then everything started to flow a bit more. Your offense starting to click. Poeltl's getting in the post, and he's making some stuff happen. He's setting good screens. Pascal's getting to his spots. And then the 4 blocks from Poeltl too, right? I think you start to trust, everybody starts to trust defensively that you have somebody on that back line that's there for you, right? So you can continue to play that press-up defense and continue to get in the passing lanes and just know that he's going to be there, right, to anchor that defense. And then Precious and Chris and all the energy and the effort. And I think more than anything, right, we can talk X's and O's. You can talk the subtle trade addition of Poeltl after the trade deadline. But you're seeing a shift in the energy with everybody, right? It's a completely different team from that aspect.
Well, I thought, I don't want to be hyperbolic here, but I thought that was the best.
You don't want to be what?
Hyperbolic. Okay. Speaking hyperboles, I don't want to be.
Spell that.
Hyperbole. I think.
Ooh.
It's got to be hyperbolic.
Hyperbolic cannot end with an E.
No, I said hyperbole. I spelled hyperbole. Okay.
Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, I felt like that was the best defensive half that I've seen this season in that second half. Did you see that from your vantage point, courtside?
Well, the best, I mean, I'm not sure, but it was a good one.
It was a good. They were flying around there.
Jevohn said it, like, when they came out in that second half, you just saw the intensity pick up. And I really believe, to Jevohn's point, when you have a big person in the back that can defend the paint, it allows you to do that pressure defense. It allows you to be in there. You've seen the Raptors in the past play like that, but then you had a Kyle Lowry, you had a Marcus Sol, you had a Serge Ibaka, you had shot blockers, you had guys that be in position to take charges. Raptors haven't had that in the past. They still want to pressure, but they didn't have people taking charges and stuff being in position. Now you got a Poeltl back there that can make somebody have a second thought, a second guess. That just picks up your defense. And the other thing, trade deadline is over. So now everybody can get comfortable again because you know for this moment, we're cool.
Yeah, what does that
right?
really feel like? Honestly, that next day, those next few days after.
It's a relief, but also if you're on that side and want to be traded, you can be disappointed as well. But you gotta get back at it. But I think overall, it does a lot for the team past the trade deadline. And then emotionally and psychologically, you can tie into what you really want to do, and that's play ball.
Yeah, you mentioned Poeltl. Sherman, let's talk about him. This is his best game as a Raptor. I don't even have to go back and look at the first stint with the team. I would just assume 30 points, 15 to 17 shooting, 9 rebounds, 6 blocks. What do you think?
2 assists.
2 assists.
Yeah.
I always forget about those.
No, you do.
What do you think made him so effective tonight?
Well, everything that we know about him. Remember, he's a fluid big man. He can move his feet laterally. I think he does a great job in terms of presenting.
Yep.
After the screen, when he rolls, his hands are there. His
hands are there.
A lot of food over there, man.
I want that wing, though. No, it's all good.
Still want that? No, okay. I didn't think so. But he moves well. He picks, he rolls to the basket, he presents. He really clears out space, too, for a big guy. And I also like the fact that you can drop it off to him in traffic. Number one, he can catch it. Number two, he can make the next read, whether it's him laying it up, moving the ball out in terms of getting it to another teammate, but he's a playmaker on the recipient of the pass. So he's very smart in those pockets. And then defensively, 6 blocks, but how many more shots did he alter and change defensively? So they've got, and we talked about this during the broadcast, a traditional big who can do some things that the traditional big never used to do. Right. Like he can play down low, he rolls to the bucket, you can throw him the ball on the block. Not a steady dose of it, but you can get him the ball and he can produce down there. But then he can float to the high post and he can run your offense, whether he's passing it or making the next play. So You just saw everything on display in this game that he played.
Yeah.
I think to Sherm's point too, he's somebody that he just knows himself, right? He's comfortable in his skin, shooting more than 60% from the floor on the season. You think about it, that means every time he touches the ball, he's putting it in the hoop, right? And he's not necessarily a guy, to your point,
That doesn't mean that.
60%.
That would be 100 every time.
I'm not here to do math. I'm not doing math for you. But he's put it this way. He's putting it in there at a high clip.
High clip, for sure.
Is that good enough for you?
Yeah, no, that's great.
All right. He's putting it in a
Spell
high clip.
No, I'm just kidding.
Listen, see now you want to do this. Now you want to do this.
I was back. I'm back, baby.
But he, you can run through him, and then his IQ. I think there was a play, I believe it was in the late third or fourth quarter, I can't remember exactly, where, Wendell Carter Jr. had the ball in the post, and it wasn't a call for a double team, but there was like 2 seconds left on the clock, and he just made an impromptu decision to go double right then and there, right, forcing a turnover.
Yep.
Right, that wasn't a call. It was right in front of the Raptors bench. It wasn't a call, right? It's not going to show up in the stat sheet, but just little plays like those are getting you extra possessions.
The Raptor, one thing with that action, and it's the magic, but it's whatever the case, whatever. It was a great performance offensively. The Raptors can't get bored with that. Like, you can't get bored because that's a strategy and that's something that can help them throughout the year for the rest of the year, right? And that's just one other aspect to their offense, the pick and roll aspect with the Poeltl, right? Dive into the basket, being in position for offensive rebounds. If he dives and you kick it out, the defense collapses and you get a three-point shot, he's at the basket for an offensive rebound. They just can't get bored with that formation. They can't get bored with that attempt and that idea of using that as part of their offense.
So you think that's sustainable then? You stick with that. You can get. I'm not saying you're going to get that kind of production every night, but you should be able to get good action and good opportunities.
It's the action. It's not even the numbers.
Yeah.
The action, and because Sherman said it, he has the ability to catch it and make the next read. So the read is the action may not always be the finish. The read may be when the defense collapse opposite or whatever the case may be. So that action in itself, it brings a lot of attention, and it takes a lot of attention off of a Pascal, off of other players. And when Gary Trent Jr. comes back, that's going to be big for him because he's one of the guys that can be a spot-up shooter, and you put him somewhere where he can get that second pass or third pass and knock it down without having to shoot contested shots all the time.
Right.
When a big is always rolling to the basket, your defense has to contract because
Yep.
you have to protect the paint. And if Jakob continues to roll to the basket at 7 feet, well, then it's got to be an early rotation for a guard. You can't just rotate on the pass. You got to get there before him. Well, guess what? That's going to open up your three-point line.
There was some play. I think there's still going to be some adjustment period as well, right? Because there was a couple plays where Scotty as well. He's going to continue to learn. He's got to learn how to play with Poeltl, right? Because when you have a 7-1 target, right, he puts up his hands in the air. There's no defense up there, right? So there was a couple times where Scotty was trying to thread the needle, and you're having the big man go below his knees to catch the ball. No, you're playing with somebody that's 7-1 now. You throw it up there. So when OG comes back, when Gary comes back as well, I think there's still going to be some bumps in the road because now there's a lot of guys that are going to want to get shots. There's going to be a lot of guys that, some nights 2-3 guys are going to have to take a night off, right? And they're not going to get the shots that they want. They're not going to get to put the ball in the hole. Is everybody going to continue to play on the defensive end like you're seeing in the second half today?
And the last thing I will say is that the Magic did a lot of jumping and showing bodies, and then after they trapped it, they zoned it up, which allowed some of those openings. But
It's the whole platter. Huh?
Yeah, some teams,
it's the whole thing.
You guys you're not doing nothing with it over there.
Some teams are going to switch that, right? Some teams are going to switch that. So now you're going to have to make a read. If a big is guarding Fred or whoever, this ball handler, or is Poeltl going to be that person that's going to punish them down low? So that's what I mean. Don't get bored with it. Don't get bored with it.
Get bored of these nachos being gone for so long.
Nathan Chalmers writes in live as he's watching, Jevohn is jacked, eh? Wowzers. So
You're faking.
that's coming out right now. What's the secret?
No. I got to work this off tomorrow. I'm trying to get back right.
Oh, are you?
I'm trying to get the Randy bod.
You don't want this bod.
This is the sexy runner bod. This is what I'm trying to get.
Are you guys hearing this?
No.
Chalmers said
Dip into the
Jevohn's
nachos
jacked.
with them. You what?
Somebody said that Jevohn's jacked. So I'm
His
just
name is Jevohn, not Jack.
And Steve Hack writes in, how does Jakob Poeltl help with the growth of a guy like Koloko?
What's the question? Sorry.
How does Jakob Poeltl help with the growth of a guy like Koloko?
Got you.
Sure.
Obviously, there's practice time.
Yep.
There's conversations. There's video. There's all kinds of information that can be garnered for a young player like Christian Koloko. I mean, I'm sure this team is going to feed him that, but he has to want it too. But there's a lot. I mean, there's different styles of basketball. And when you talk about trying to learn offensively, Jakob Poeltl sets a screen, a proper screen, and once the screen is utilized, he'll roll or he'll rescreen. Sometimes that simple recognition of when the screen is done and what to do after is something that you can get through another player, watching them, asking them, well, how did you know? Why did you go and rescreen? You know what I mean? Those kind of conversations, but there's a lot of information to be garnered for a young player just watching what's happening on the floor.
I thought the ball movement overall was just good, and we know that the Raptors are a different team when they share the ball like that. What did you like about the ball movement tonight?
I just liked it. Overall, I saw the way the Magic was trying to pressure and showing Fred bodies early on. Against the Pistons, Fred had 16 points. So you know Fred has been ultra aggressive this past month,
On the
month
scouting
and a half.
report, yep.
And they showed him a lot of bodies. He got rid of the ball. That second pass was made. Third pass was made. A drive was made. They're dropping it off. So I think it was predicated on the way the Magic played. They didn't play the one-on-one. They didn't sag back and let somebody go one-on-one opportunities.
Right.
They doubled, and then you had to pass the ball. So a lot of times we talk about penetrating the basketball with the dribble. The Raptors did a lot of penetrating with the pass. So I think it just became something that it became contagious, and everybody started having those opportunities because there were a lot of gaps in that defense once they got out of the initial trap.
Right.
With the ball movement, right, you actually get to see these guys how athletic they really are. Right, you get the ball to the right place. Now you have somebody taking one or two dribbles and then just getting above the rim. You have those guys in the dunker spot playing above the rim, right? It's better when the ball moves. The ball goes into the basket easier when it moves on the fly. When these guys are dribbling it and patting the air out of it like Alvin used to do, it's.
Wow. Just eat that. Just eat that. Don't worry about it.
Like,
keep it moving.
When they're patting the air out of the ball, that's not as organic for them, right? So you get them just playing above the rim, moving the ball the right way. What was it, 15 assists for Fred tonight?
But I will say this, because we need Alvin to digest that, because it was a slow hit by Jevohn.
It was
kind of direct, but it was slow. It was like a smooth delivery.
It was just like,
yeah, it's a no-look. It was a no-look.
Did you get passed by Fred VanVleet in assist tonight?
Oh, wow. See, you're just,
No,
you know what you're doing right.
I'm asking him.
You're not asking a question you don't know the answer to.
I didn't.
I didn't.
I didn't get passed.
No? Okay.
Not by assists, steals.
Steals, okay.
It's all right though.
Yeah.
But
You got probably a few left in the tank still.
I don't.
Okay.
But think about the Utah game. At one point in the game, the Raptors had 25 assists on 30 made field goals. Somewhere in that fourth quarter, they went away from that. And Utah ran down their throat in the paint, right?
Yeah.
So it's something that you have to make habitual, moving the basketball. Especially when a team's making a push on you, you can't go to that non-movement style of basketball. You got to stay with that movement.
We've
and I
seen
thought
that this year.
100%. And I think we saw better ball movement late, even when Orlando was kind of trying to keep the game within reach.
Yeah.
They didn't revert to that more stagnation and not move the basketball. They stayed with it.
Right.
But it's funny, because we've all played, right? That's like a common theme when the team is making a run, and it's the reason why they're making a run, usually offense, and then come past to Jevohn, or Jevohn's like, I got it, let me break the run, or you say, like, that's something that happens so much, and if you really think about it, that's the reason why we're in this bad position, because everybody's going one-on-one, opposed to just like, all right, let's gather ourselves, let's set the screen, let's pass, make the extra pass, and not try to take it over and play hero ball, or go back. That's what I talk about, don't get bored with the success.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get bored with what's working. And a lot of times it happens, but when you see the runs of a game and you just reflect back and you think back, why is that happening? Just look at the offensive end. Defense, of course, but offensively, it's bad shots. Then the bad shot leads to an easy bucket because there's no floor balance. So it's so many things that's connected to a run. A lot of times it's individual basketball.
Pascal, we know, is the all-star, but you know his scoring looked effortless, and that mid-range. We talk about it a lot, but it's smooth right now.
It is. There's a couple times he got at the elbow there, the free throw line, and it almost looked like he was just going through a summer workout, and there's like a pylon in front of him, where getting it, dipping that left shoulder, and then creating that space, and he has that 6'8" and that length. So as he fades, there's just him in the basket. Mm-hmm. But when his confidence is sky high, it's just he has a swag about him. He catches it, you can see him kind of square up and shake the shoulders a bit, and then just gets into that move. I think it's quite disrespectful if you're the defense that this guy's squaring you up, looking in your face, and just says, I'm just going to get a bucket right here, and you can't stop me. It's disrespectful, but he's nice. He's worked at it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, time for our live studio audience question. Kevin Lazaro, get in here, bud. Hey, come on here. Nice. He's nimble. He's nimble.
What's up, bro?
All right.
Thank you, man.
Condolences to your family.
Oh, man, thank you.
Jevohn, I love the work and the Sherman.
Appreciate
and
it.
Of course, Randy and
Appreciate you, my man.
Appreciate it.
crew at Raptors
Coming
tonight
in
providing
hot.
entertainment for this
Yeah,
night.
he made a reservation at Real Sports because he knew we were going to be here. He wanted to come out and hang out with us.
Manifested it, and it's just coming to fruition.
Manifested.
Man.
With a win and a W on a Hearts Day, like what's up?
Hearts Day, it's dope.
Hearts Day.
Manifested, he just made a call.
Absolutely,
like
absolutely.
it.
No, thank you for all the hard
Come
work.
on in,
and,
get in
thanks
nice
for all the
and
hard
close.
work and everything that you guys do. I really appreciate the passion and the insight and all the dynamics they show. I love everything. I feel it. So thank you very much.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much.
And my question is,
Here we
which
go.
3 names come to mind as some of the greatest pure shooters in Raptors history?
Oh, that's a little throwback.
You know,
I
it's
like
more
that.
a little throwback.
I
Del
like
Curry.
that.
Del Curry, yeah, right out the gate.
Del
Del
Curry.
Curry,
Walt Williams.
Mo Pete,
OP.
That's 3 names right there.
But you played with some of these guys. Let's hear yours.
Not named Boogie Williams, you know what I'm saying? Cluck, 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 you know?
We
That's
don't
the
wanna
Knicks,
talk
right?
about that.
Potluck. That jump shot was potluck.
Tracy Murray.
Tracy Murray.
Tracy Murray.
Tracy,
I love
Tracy
that guy, man.
Murray. You had
And what, you remember
shooters,
our champion, you know, we can't forget about him, you know?
Well, I can
Jason
shoot it.
Capono.
Oh, Capono.
so I didn't play with Capono. I don't know.
There's a lot
You
of
know
good
who I thought
Stojakovic was here for a day.
really had a good shot? Anthony Parker.
Yes.
Anthony, oh, yeah.
Euro
Anthony
Jordan, right?
Parker,
They called him
yeah.
or something like that? Oh, yeah.
Anthony
oh, yeah.
Parker, yeah.
I feel like we're forgetting somebody.
Of course.
Forgetting somebody.
Oh, yeah.
But he asked for 3 and we gave him like 10.
yeah.
Would you put Damon Stoudemire in that group? Obviously, he's a scoring point guard, but I thought his jump shot was nice.
Didn't you work out with at all? You never worked out with him?
Damon Stoudemire was just dope.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't call him a shooter, but he could shoot.
Yeah.
Well, when you talk about a Del Curry,
Right.
like that's a different, like they're like specialized
Yeah.
shooters. They're specialists. So
You know, and
That's a
the
great
sun,
question.
right? The Suns, you know what I mean? Like,
I know. You see what he lets off.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's see.
I just
what-
want-
oh, yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to do a shout out to my wife for our first Valentine's
Awesome.
Day.
Oh,
Maria. Just give her the love right there.
Maria?
Yeah, Maria.
Maria. Yeah, okay.
No, but thank you for the crew and everything. I had so much entertainment. And,
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Happy
Appreciate you,
President's
man.
Day.
You want to
Thank you very much.
You want to show us your pure shot for?
Sure, we'll
Let's see
figure
what you
something
got.
out, you know?
This is not for. This is for a free drink, maybe an appetizer. We gotta wait. We'll give you the. Okay, go up to the line first of all. Yeah. No. It's just
Damn,
it's
dog,
just a free
that's a
throw
layup.
shot. All right, you're good to go. Here we go.
It's a layup.
Oh, you got another chance. Let's see what you got.
Soft touch.
We need some commentating here. Okay. One more.
Come on, dog. You get one shot.
Hey, nice. Thanks, Kev. Hey,
right, thanks
appreciate
a lot,
that.
brother.
Thank you.
Anything,
Thank you, man.
anything you want. Anything
man.
you want at the
Pleasure.
bar. It's on
Thank you
Alvin.
very much.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. Good stuff. All right. Just going to the Magic. I just want to. Markel Fultz obviously putting things together. I like seeing that.
Happy to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Happy to see that.
I think for him, right, you see everything that he's gone through.
Yeah.
From his time at Philly, and then obviously the injury, and not really identifying what it is. Now you see him playing, and Al, you can touch on this too. Is there's so much. Sometimes we see these guys as like almost they fancy them as mythical characters because they're on the big stage, they're superstars, whatever the case may be. But for him, there's such a mental aspect to overcome that you have to appreciate and respect it for him, right? Playing at a better level right now and just a clear space. So when I see that from players, I'm always like, I give them grace, but at the same token, like I appreciate that for him because you overcome so much that people don't account for.
What do you think the Raptors should remind themselves as they have this week and a day off heading into sort of the unofficial second half of the season, which isn't really a second half, it's 22, 23 games.
When you say the Raptors, the whole organization, the player, like what do you?
Like the players and coaching staff.
The players need to relax.
Yeah, okay.
Need to go ahead, relax, take care, be responsible, take care of yourself, stay in shape. You got a week off now. It's a longer time.
Do you shoot? Are you shooting during that?
Yeah,
Are you?
whatever you need to do to stay sharp. You got to stay sharp, right? Because this is a critical time. You're not Denver, you're not Boston, and you're not these. Like you have to win these games coming up, so you have to stay sharp. At the same time, it's the opportunity to get away from the noise. It's to get away to reconnect, energize that battery, and those biggest things. But you understand that coming back, you have to be on point. So you got to stay put.
And remind themselves, coming out of the break last year, they went 16-9.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they were able to turn their season around in a big way. So it's doable. It's not like they can't do it.
But they have enough.
They do.
Right?
They do. So they've got to believe in that and understand that the coaches say that the 4 games that they worry about going into Christmas break, coming out of Christmas break, going into All-Star break, coming out of All-Star break.
Those are the dog days, right?
Exactly.
Going into the All-Star break and coming out. So if you have the right focus, you can gain some momentum because the team's coming back. They're still going to be in that cruise control. You get 2 or 3 games at that point. You come off of these two wins right here, Detroit and Orlando. You can string together a little stretch, right? And now you get yourself some momentum, and now you get yourself some confidence.
Yeah, and when they come back, they've got, 8 out of 10 on the road or something like that?
Start with New Orleans, yeah.
So you better be focused.
Yeah.
You better come back ready to play.
Yeah.
And this is when your leadership shows up. And this is what you don't want to call anyone out, but Fred and Pascal got to lead that charge. They got to lead it. Like
You don't want to call anybody out.
Yeah, you don't want to call them out, but I got their phone numbers and I'm calling them. This is when you got to take, we come in this locker room, this is what this next week is going to look like, right? Pascal, I'm going to All-Star, I'm doing this, whatever the case may be, but when we come here, when we come back, y'all got to bring the energy. I'm talking about Fred and Pascal. They got to bring the energy. They got to bring everything. I saw today, things were happening. I saw people jumping off the bench, and they were part of it, smiling, high five. They got to be those guys. It's no cool moment. It's no frustration. There's no thinking about anything else. This is when the leadership shows up for this next push.
Yeah. Earlier in the show, you said that we all played, and I appreciated that. This is sort of a players-only show, right?
How many players is here?
Right? No, I just
Know that Alvin is just being politically correct.
Can we do?
Hold on, no. How many players is here?
Well, I'm going to do the player rankings, power rankings right now. We got Alvin.
Hold on, out of 3 out of 4 or 3 out of
4 players.
Fourth.
Alvin's 1. Obviously, I'm 4th.
I don't know how you come up with this.
What?
I don't know how you're coming up with the rankings.
Power rankings. It's just like who is the best player. So we've got between second and third are on the line here. Do you have any thoughts on the matter? No? All right.
The fact that you're in the number is a problem already.
I'm 4th out of 4. That's not good. Hey, remember we were talking about you hadn't seen my dunk?
Did you see it?
I seen it. It was like
You know,
fingertips.
it's amazing.
Was it a
Here,
dunk?
look.
Like, he's not getting rated for
Oh,
that.
there you go. Wait,
Hold on,
here,
hold on.
I'll give
Who's
it
that
to you in
with the
slow
hair?
motion. I'll give it to you in slow-mo right now. Look at the hair. And then watch the girl at the. Oh no, they didn't.
Is there anybody that gets out of the
Hold on.
back.
Let's break this down, man. Let's break this
Break it down.
down.
Play it again. Let's play it
Hold on,
again.
stop. Is this warm up?
Yes.
You can't yell and warm up.
I didn't yell.
Look at you. You're excited. Look at you. Watch you come down and say, yeah.
No. That's just. Oh yeah, there was a little yell there.
Yeah.
There was a little
You
yell.
can't do that.
Yeah. That's my
You ever
bad.
dunk in a game?
No.
Yeah, no.
Not after
No.
seeing that.
No. A legit game.
No.
Okay,
Yeah,
then
nah,
why are
not
you showing
sitting.
that?
I already knew the
I
answer
just
to that.
wanted to
Did
know
you see
it.
his
You
landing?
need him to
Did you see his
answer.
landing?
I dunked it
Right away, I
against
knew
the
you
Euro
couldn't dunk
Took
it.
too much energy in a
It
warm up.
doesn't count.
I know. I'm just telling you. It was.
No. It does count.
Thank you.
That counts.
That's what I'm talking about.
Enough.
Stop it.
No, he's right. There was a ref, and there was another
No,
team.
you didn't hear what he said.
What? What did he say?
He said it does count. for nothing.
Oh, all right. Well, were you
I'm
impressed?
proud of you, dog.
Thank
I never did anything like that.
No,
Really.
all right, let's stop it.
This is why we can't hang, man.
Hey, you can't bring him
man.
anywhere.
No.
You can't bring him out anywhere.
We should do this more often. We should. This is a good
Play
show.
videos of you?
Yeah, next game for the
You
Raptors.
can't bring these guys nowhere.
After the All-Star
he's
break,
talking
February 23rd, home against the New Orleans Pelicans. Tip-off goes at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget, come by Real
Please rate that
Sports.
dunk of the all-time
Be a part of the
greatest dunks
show.
you've ever seen.
We'll be streaming live on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Hit me up if you want that in super slow-mo. See you next time.
Where Randy?
Hit me up if you want it erased.
Not even.